It is difficult to narrow down cities to a list of just 10 best or most popular cities, especially given that every city in the world offers countless opportunities for enjoyment. In essence, our desire to travel is what makes life worthwhile. The cities discussed have earned the title of most visited based on the volume of tourists visiting them yearly. This begs the question, what makes a city worthwhile for travel? For the most part, a city draws tourists because of its architecture, culture, cuisine, attractions, and sometimes even economic factors. So without further ado, the 10 most visited cities worldwide are mentioned in this video. Number 1. Bangkok. Bangkok is the first most visited city in the world, welcoming a staggering 22.78 million tourists yearly. According to those who love a bustling city that never sleeps, Bangkok might be the best option. Bangkok has attractions like the Grand Palace and the National Museum that make tourists fall in love with the city's eclectic air. Interestingly, the Wat Buddhist temples also lend a subtle undertone of spirituality to Bangkok. And the best part? The cost of traveling to Bangkok is less than the costs incurred traveling elsewhere. Number 2. Paris. Then, Paris, otherwise known as La Ville Lumière or the City of Lights, falls second on the list and first in the heart of all aesthetes as Paris draws them in through its memorable tourist places like the Louvre Museum, the masterpieces of Henri Matisse, Claude Monet, and other extraordinary artists. At the same time, Disneyland Paris makes this the most visited city, with an astounding 19.10 million tourists visiting yearly. The romantic streets of Paris are overlooked by quintessential bookshops like the famed Shakespeare and Company, cozy cafes, and the magnificent Eiffel Tower. In all, Paris is appealing due to its charm. Paris is, as the French say, enchanteur. Number 3. London. Third, one of the world's biggest and most visited cities is on the list. It is the lively city of London. London is the capital of England and an impressive center for business, finance, and culture. What makes London the best city is its majestic architecture, highlighted by the famous London Bridge and St. Paul's Cathedral. This is closely accompanied by Buckingham Palace, lending a royal air to the city's streets. London is home to award-winning theaters in its West End to trendy areas in Shoreditch. A sentiment shared by the 19 million tourists that are drawn to London by the various tourist sites it has to offer them. Number 4. Dubai. Then from Europe, one travels to the United Arab Emirates, which would be one of them. According to a survey conducted in 2019, 15 million tourists visit the mesmerizing Dubai. To put it simply, Dubai is not a world city. Rather, the whole world is encased in a single city. The tourist places here include the world's tallest building, Burj Khalifa, and the jets of water and light choreographed to music at the building's foot. Then comes the Dubai Aquarium and Underwater Zoo, housing up to 33,000 species of marine life. The enjoyment does not stop there, and Dubai boasts its ski resort. This is built intriguingly among the expanse of the desert. Whereas the global village is a steaming pot of cultures worldwide, offering shops and diners that serve treats originating from all over the world. Hence, Dubai is truly a magnificent city with its ultra-modern architecture that offers an amazing skyline indeed. At the same time, this city is also a haven for shopaholics everywhere with its malls and shops. Number 5. Singapore. Staying in Asia leads to Singapore's enthralling and green city, where 14 million tourists were recorded to visit the city in 2019 alone. Ranked 5th on the list, Singapore is the playground of the rich, offering luxurious hotels and fine dining experiences. Meanwhile, its excellent public transport system makes sightseeing more convenient and enjoyable. Moreover, Marine Bay Sands is one of the major tourist places in Singapore, since it offers an observation deck that is a vantage point to view the whole city, especially the Double Helix Bridge. And the Bay East Gardens, where tourists could see the Super Tree Grove, are futuristic sustainable structures as part of an innovative future. There is also a Universal Studios thematic amusement park is present in the city. Number 6. Kuala Lumpur. Next is Kuala Lumpur with its renowned tourist places like the Petronas Twin Towers, Chinatown, which is known as the Bargain Hunter's Paradise, and the city center that offers the most interesting and popular tourist places, dining spots, and sources of entertainment. Then are the bustling cities of New York and Tokyo, both geographically apart but similar in their skylines dominated by futuristic skyscrapers and modern lifestyles. 13,434,300 people traveled to Kuala Lumpur, the Malaysian capital, in 2018. As the nation's capital, it serves as the political, social, and economic nerve center and a hub for diversity. The city is becoming more diverse, with its population including elements of Tamil, Chinese, Malay, and indigenous cultures. Due to this, most tourists visiting the city are probably doing so on business-related visits. Number 7. New York. New York offers the sprawling Central Park, the famous Broadway Theater, and the magnificent Empire State Building. By following the city's grid-like layout, look for unassuming private art galleries and renowned institutions like the Met, MoMA, and Guggenheim. Indie bookstores, Chinatown's brilliant lights, upscale stores, and hipster cafes all lead to the opulent office buildings and vast Central Park. Eat your way around rooftop cafes and tucked-away restaurants while taking in spectacular performances on Broadway. You will be humming with excitement in New York, the big city. Number 8. Seoul. While the amount of money spent by visitors is relatively substantial and close to the cities at the top of MasterCard's Global Destination Cities Index, the city has a lower ranking on the list due to the lower number of visitors, 10.35 million. People visit Seoul, South Korea, for an estimated $14.7 billion, attracted by the opportunity to engage in diverse cultural experiences. There is something for every traveler in South Korea, from delicious, authentic cuisine to royal palaces. The Gyeongbokgung Palace from the Joseon era is a must-see, to amazing shopping at locations like Dongdaemun Market or the traditional Namdaemun Market. Number 9. Istanbul. Lastly, for a refreshing breather, one might visit Istanbul, a city that more than 12 million people visited in 2019 alone. Istanbul's tourist places have amazing cultural significance, especially the Hagia Sophia and the remains of Egyptian, Byzantine, and Asian architecture and influence. Istanbul, the Turkey, is one of the most visited cities in the world, so it makes sense that tourists would want to go there. The city is dotted with old mosques and palaces encircled by posh hotels, boutiques, and coffee shops. Istanbul's laid-back atmosphere draws many people who prefer spending afternoons relaxing while sipping tea or discovering a vintage discovery at a nearby thrift store. Number 10. Antalya. Tourist places in Antalya are centered on exquisite Mediterranean beaches and yacht-filled Roman harbors. This makes it a haven for relaxation away from the city's bustle. Travelers are drawn to Antalya, Turkey, because of the Mediterranean Sea and its picturesque surroundings. It is the ideal holiday, with waterfalls and cliffs. The most well-known beaches are Lara and Konyaaltı, distinguished by the numerous five-star hotels bordering the coastline. History aficionados traveled to Antalya to study the remains of the ancient city of Aspendos, which was built in AD 16. Mosques, ruins, cafes, and an old town square where inhabitants gather make up the town. That's all for today. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you next time.